Hello my angels, welcome back to my channel. Unfortunately, we are getting into the times where seasonal depression is starting to creep in, and that is just not happening this year. If you are normally someone who has seasonal depression, be sure to watch this video all the way through because I promise you it will help. As someone who has had seasonal depression in the past, I can tell you right now that seasonal depression is caused by a lack of serotonin and dopamine. If you don't know what that is, those are basically the happy chemicals in your brain. Winter, in my opinion, is one of the easiest seasons to romanticize because there are so many things going on that can bring happiness to your life. You're just not seeing them. Romanticizing your life isn't just about the hobbies or the activities that you're doing. It's about finding the small little things within those hobbies and within those activities or just within your everyday life that are going to romanticize your life. So we're gonna be diving into that by using the 5 senses. So maybe the easiest way to see, hear, smell, taste, and touch these things is by using your 5 senses, which is exactly what we'll be diving into in this video today. I made one of these videos for fall and y'all seemed to absolutely love it, so I'm really happy to be doing this for winter. But before we do get started, be sure to follow all of my social media accounts so that way you can keep up with me, because that's a little bit of a dive into like my more personal life. I post on my Instagram stories a lot and post on TikTok quite a lot as well. So be sure to follow me there if you are interested in a little bit of my personal life. Well, let's just get into it because I love this topic so much. So obviously your 5 senses are sight, smell, hear, touch, and taste. So I'm gonna be going through every single one of these senses and giving you ways that you can romanticize your life using those senses. Hopefully that makes sense. That's a lot of sense. We're gonna be starting with sight because I honestly think that sight during Christmas time or just winter in general is the sense that we use the most. The first one for sight, and I'm pretty sure I said this for fall as well, but changing out all of your light bulbs. If you are using cool lighting, I highly recommend you to change them to warm lighting. So for example, the lighting that I am using to film is cool lighting. It's very bright, very in your face, whereas this light back here is warm lighting. And whenever your entire room is full of warm lighting from lamps, not overhead light, never ever ever use your overhead light if you're wanting to romanticize your life or just feel calm and relaxed in general. Whenever you use warm lighting, your brain is going to immediately relax. My lamp on my nightstand has one of those light bulbs in it that changes colors, like with an app on my phone, and I highly recommend getting one of those because I can change it to any color I want. However, recently I've been using the warm setting. I could even go to red if I wanted to, which that's a little too warm for me to use on a daily basis, but I do like to use the orangey tones, especially when I'm relaxing and going to bed. But again, never ever use overhead lights. I mean, I guess you could during the day, but like whenever you're ready to calm down and relax, turn your overhead lights off and just use ambient lighting. I also love fake candles in my room, especially during winter time. I initially bought the fake candles for my Christmas decor last year, but I ended up leaving them up all year and they make the biggest difference in my room. Every single night I turn them on with no other lighting and it's the best thing ever. So you could also get some fake candles as well, or if you want to use real candles, you can use real candles too. Again, with lighting, you could also use those twinkle lights or the fairy lights and just place them around your room, maybe around your vanity, or if you have like some shelves hung up in your room, you could put some fairy lights on those or put them in your curtains would be so cute as well. Honestly, just popping fairy lights or twinkle lights around your room will make the biggest difference, and it's so pretty, and I just feel like it's giving like fairy princess vibes, to be honest. I think I'm gonna get some. I need some, to be honest. I don't know where I would put them quite yet, but I do think I need some twinkle lights in my room. The next one is adding more blankets to your bed. I always have 2 blankets on my bed, but I would also recommend maybe like a fuzzy weighted blanket as well. This just gives your bed that really cozy look and will hopefully bring some serotonin and dopamine to your brain. If you're still working during the holiday times, I know that can bring a lot of stress onto people. So if you come home and you see that your bed has so many cozy blankets on it and maybe a lot of pillows as well, you are going to feel an immense amount of happiness just coming home to that. So I highly recommend at least keeping 2 blankets on your bed, but also I would recommend having some more fuzzier blankets as well, and even a weighted blanket. This one was also in my fall video, but that is watching the sunrise or the sunset. And I know it's really cold outside, but imagine either putting a robe on or wrapping up in a really cozy blanket, getting some coffee or some warm tea and just going outside and watching the sunrise or the sunset. That sounds perfect. I want to do that right this instant. However, it is middle of the day and I can't do that right now. Or even like bundling up and going to the park with a friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, your siblings, whoever it may be. Bundling up and going to a park and watching the sunset with a warm, cozy drink. Oh, That would be freaking amazing, to be honest. The next one is curating a winter Pinterest board. So I've actually been doing this already off camera. However, it's not necessarily just for winter. It is Colorado specific because I am going to Colorado the day after Christmas and I'm very excited. So I've just been making a Pinterest board for that, full of picture ideas, outfit ideas, packing stuff, just everything I could ever need for a Colorado trip. But just do this with your like winter and Christmas ideas. Maybe make a Pinterest board of things that you're asking for Christmas, or just make a Pinterest board of photos you want to create, or just things that really inspire you and bring some inspiration to your life, especially if you have seasonal depression. I recommend doing this because you could add some drinks you want to try, outfits, activities you want to do, hobbies you want to try during the winter time. I promise you this will bring some dopamine to your brain just making the Pinterest board. And even if you wanted to, you obviously don't have to, but if you wanted to get creative, you could print them all out and maybe put them in a book or just put them on a board all together so that way you have some inspiration for winter, or just make a winter bucket list Pinterest board, which I think is even better, honestly. And the last one for sight is obviously going to look at Christmas lights. What is winter without Christmas lights? Honestly, we used to do this all the time when me and my siblings were little. My parents would pile us in the car and we would go to QT or Starbucks and we would get hot chocolate and drive around all the neighborhoods and look at all the Christmas lights. I love going to the neighborhoods who have more money, let's just be honest, and looking at all of their Christmas lights because they usually go pretty insane with all the holidays, which I absolutely love. I haven't actually gone and looked at Christmas lights in quite a few years and I don't know why, but I do want to go this year and I want to get some apple cider or some hot chocolate, which I don't love hot chocolate, but I mean, 'tis the season, you know what I mean? And just hop in the car, turn on some Christmas music. That will go with sound. We will talk about that later. But hop in the car, get your warm drink, turn on some Christmas music, and go look at Christmas lights. Even if you do this by yourself, first of all, if you're not comfortable being alone, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? Because being alone, you will realize one day is very peaceful. But even if you do this alone, you don't have to. You can bring friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, siblings, parents, whoever it is. Pack them in your car and go look at some Christmas lights. This is the most Christmassy thing that you can do to bring some serotonin and dopamine to your brain. Moving on to smell, which is one of my favorites during Christmas time. I think during fall, I talked about how I don't love a lot of fall scents. I'm very picky with fall scents. However, when it comes to Christmas, oh, I have some favorites. Let's just get into it. First one is obviously lighting a candle. And again, this could go with sight, but for smell, candles are the most important thing. Candles, scentsies, the things that plug into the wall, whatever it is, smell is so important when it comes to romanticizing your life. Me personally, okay, when it comes to Christmas smells, pine is my absolute favorite. And I do believe it's my favorite because it's really nostalgic to me. When I was a kid, I had a wall plug-in that was scented as pine and it was my favorite thing in the entire world. So now every time I smell pine, it just takes me back to my childhood when things were a lot simpler and a lot easier. And oh, I love it so much. If you didn't watch my decorating for Christmas video, I bought 2 candles in that video and one of them was a pine scented candle and the other is like a cookie smell, which I haven't lit yet, but I'm very excited to because I love sweet candles as well. But if you're not a candle person, you could use an essential oil diffuser as well. You could use oils like vanilla, peppermint, cedar, pine. There are so many different essential oils you can use out there for your essential oil diffuser. Just do something. Candle, essential oil diffuser, wall plug-in, whatever it is, add smell to your room because this is going to be a game changer when it comes to romanticizing your life. I always have to have a smell in my room because if I don't, life just feels boring. You need scent to spark some happiness in your brain. Next is keeping a winter perfume on your dresser, on your vanity, wherever it is. Change your scent up a little bit. I know that sometimes going from fall to winter, the scents don't change much. A lot of people still stick to vanilla, such as me. I am that person. I will be sticking to my vanilla perfume. However, I am trying out a different perfume and it's by Mix Bar. They're 2 different perfumes. I don't know why I didn't just go like this. 2 different perfumes, and Mix Bar is meant to pair their perfumes together. And I'm pretty sure I have whipped almond and vanilla bourbon and I love putting them together. They smell so delicious because whipped almond is more sweet and the vanilla bourbon is a little bit of spice. So I do more of the whipped almond and do a few spritzes of the vanilla bourbon and it is the perfect pairing. I am in love with it. So that is kind of my winter scent. So find your winter scent. Wherever you need to go to find a winter scent perfume, do it. Give yourself the gift of self-care and go buy a new perfume. You can go to Bath & Body Works, you can go to Victoria's Secret, you can go to Target, Walmart. These perfumes don't need to be expensive. Ulta, Sephora, wherever you need to go to buy a winter scented perfume, do it. I'm telling you right now, do it, because perfume is one of the ways that you can feel like yourself again, in my opinion. Because I know that seasonal depression will have you feeling not like yourself at all. So giving yourself a signature perfume during this time will help you immensely with feeling like yourself again. Along with perfume is body wash, just shower products in general. Switch out your shower scents. For me personally, I kind of shifted everything from vanilla to coconut, which is kind of weird, I know, because coconut is very summery, but for some reason, I love coconut around wintertime, and it might be because it's so sweet smelling. I do, however, want to go to Target and look at the Dove scents because I know that they do a lot of seasonal scents as well. So I know that EOS has some new scents out. Dove obviously has tons of seasonal scents as well, but Target and Walmart are probably the best place to go for finding seasonal scents when it comes to like body wash and lotions and stuff. So just switch out your shower products to different scents that help you feel like clean and happy, but also giving winter at the same time. This next one is a little unique, and I have seen people doing this on TikTok and Instagram Reels, but that is switching your laundry detergent for a winter scent. I just saw someone the other day use gingerbread laundry detergent on their clothes, and I was like, wow, I want to find a winter scented laundry detergent. Imagine washing your laundry and your bedding in a laundry detergent that smells like gingerbread or vanilla or coconut or peppermint, if you will. Not sure I would do that personally, but I'm not a big peppermint fan. You might realize that throughout this video. I know that might be a little pricey, but if you're the only one using it, it might be worth it. It might just be worth it to save yourself from seasonal depression, to wash your clothes and your bedding in a new scented laundry detergent. Okay, this next one I'm pretty sure was also in my fall video, but that is making a simmer pot, and I was supposed to do this during the fall for my fall bucket list, and I ended up not doing it, and I need to do it this year. If you don't know what a simmer pot is, you basically fill a pot full of water, put it on the stove, and you add little ingredients into it like oranges, apples, cinnamon sticks, cloves. There's tons of different recipes all over the internet. I personally would go to Pinterest for this, but you could also use your candle warmer, which is what I personally wanted to do because I don't actually use my candle warmer for candles. I just use it for lighting purposes because I feel that candle scents go a lot faster under the candle warmer, but I would love to do a winter simmer pot with my candle warmer. I just think this is something fun to do to kind of get yourself out of like that thought process of, oh, winter time is just for laying in bed, rotting, hibernating, being sad, crying into my Cocoa Puffs, whatever it is. You've got to do stuff that makes you happy. You've got to do the little things. Find the little things in life in order to get out of this seasonal depression. And I feel like a simmer pot is just chef's kiss, the perfect way to do that. Next, we're going into taste. And again, I do think that taste is one of the most important things when it comes to romanticizing your life. And the first one is making yourself, not buying, but making a signature winter drink, your favorite winter drink, and make it yours, okay? Make it your signature winter drink. Make it special. This could be a peppermint mocha coffee. This could be a chai. This could be simply a hot chocolate. This could be a coffee of sorts. There are so many different coffees to make out there, especially winter edition. This could be apple cider. Whatever it is, make it yourself at home. This is very important. Making things yourself instead of just going out and buying them gives you an entire different experience around tasting this drink or tasting this food. Whatever it is, the act of doing, the act of making this drink yourself is going to give you the best experience. Even if it turns out bad, shake it off, laugh about it, okay? Because life is not serious. Life does not have to be serious all the time. So try making a winter signature drink yourself instead of buying one. Along with this, maybe once a week, make your favorite winter breakfast, if that is a stack of pancakes, oatmeal, or like pastries, again, make these things yourself instead of buying them and make it into something special. Play some Christmas music or just regular music if you're not yet in the Christmas mood. Play some music, maybe in your earbuds, and just make the most yummy breakfast and have like a warm drink. Or you could do this at the same time, making your signature drink and your signature breakfast at the same time, mashing them together. I just think making these things yourself is the best way to bring the most happiness. Again, even if they turn out bad, doesn't matter. And I know I just said that making drinks is important, but buying seasonal drinks can also bring serotonin and dopamine to your brain. Try making them first, at least once. Give yourself that experience. Have some fun. But every time you go out, maybe not every time, this might get expensive, but whenever you go out, try a different winter drink. So for example, if you're going to Starbucks, maybe the first time try a peppermint mocha. Maybe the second time try a chai drink. Maybe the third time, they used to have the best apple cider and I don't know if they have it anymore. I don't go to Starbucks much, but the third time, if they have apple cider, try the apple cider. The fourth time you go, try something else. Their winter menu is pretty large. So there is gonna be something new to try every time and maybe you'll find a new favorite drink. Again, I think this next one was also in my How to Romanticize Fall video, but that is making a cozy dinner at least once a week. Like trying a new recipe such as chili, soup, a warm pasta. I personally am not a chili or soup person, so this one's a little bit more difficult for me, but just trying new recipes. I don't know if anyone else loves baking like I do, and you could do this with baking as well, but I was just giving the example of like dinner ideas. Trying to bake new things for me is like therapy because I listen to music or I'll watch like YouTube or something and I just get to baking. I kind of forget about the rest of the world in this moment, and I do believe that that is really important, especially in seasonal depressive times. I don't think I've ever said that in my life, seasonal depressive. It is very important to just like really dive into something and really enjoy it. So I think that making new recipes or trying to bake new recipes is crucial for getting away from everything outside and just bringing all the love, peace, happiness, warmth, coziness back in to your life and just leaving everything else out the door. The next one is keeping a jar of winter treats in your kitchen or in your room, wherever you want to keep this little jar of winter treats. Maybe go out and find a really cute winter jar, like a cookie jar. You could also thrift this as well. I'm sure thrift stores have plenty of cookie jars that you could choose from, or you could even paint a cookie jar. Whatever you want to do, buy a cookie jar and put your favorite like winter candy, your favorite winter cookies in there, and obviously eat them whenever you want to. Have no restriction. Eat whatever you want when you want, okay? I also just believe that like cookie jars bring a lot of us back to our childhood, if that makes sense. Like we used to always have a jar on our like bar area in our kitchen full of seasonal candy, and I loved to just go like pick from it. Like we'll even have like Hershey's or like the peppermint Hershey's in there sometimes. You could put Oreos, you could put like mint cookies in there, whatever you want to put in that jar, throw them in there and eat as many as you want. And the last one for taste is making a flavored water. And you're probably like, Emily, this is really strange, but trust me, especially if you've reached seasonal depression and you're not really thinking about getting much liquids in, you're not really drinking a lot of water, making flavored water is gonna change your life, okay? I love a good flavored water. To be honest, flavored water is one of the only ways that I can drink water, which I know is a little crazy, okay? A little absurd, but I love a good flavored water. And you could even go buy like the packets at Walmart, HEB, whatever grocery store is near you. But you could do cranberry, oranges, mint. There's tons of recipes on Pinterest, which is where I usually go. And some of these like fruits add essential vitamins as well into your water, especially again, if you're in a seasonal depressive state and you're needing extra vitamins in your body and you're just not getting them. Add these things into your water and it's gonna help so much. Moving on to touch, which is so cozy during the winter times. First of all, put those fuzzy socks on your feet. Fuzzy socks are, gosh, a luxury during winter time, especially if you get the ones that have like aloe infused. I don't even know if they actually have aloe infused, but they are some of the softest fuzzy socks you'll ever touch in your life. And honestly, they're not very expensive. I just love a good fuzzy sock. You guys, my sock drawer is almost glued shut by how many fuzzy socks I have in that drawer. Like I can barely open it. I probably need to go through some of them, let's be honest, but I love fuzzy socks. Wear your fuzzy socks around the house, wear your fuzzy socks out. Go find the most fun funny fuzzy socks that you can find, or the most prettiest fuzzy socks, the most aesthetic fuzzy socks, whatever it is you need to do in order to really enjoy and indulge into this fuzzy sock time, do it, because fuzzy socks make the biggest difference in wintertime. I love them. I am somebody whose toes get very cold very easily, and anytime that happens during the wintertime, I'm always reaching for a fuzzy sock before I reach for a normal sock. Go get some fuzzy socks. The next one is wearing matching PJ sets, and you're probably like, Emily, what in the world? What does this have to do with romanticizing winter at all? Trust me when I say, just in life, matching pajama sets will help you romanticize your life like crazy. But during winter time, I just love a good matching set. American Eagle has the cutest Christmas pajama sets ever. Aerie has some as well, which they are a little pricey, but Aerie has some as well. Target, Walmart has some. There are matching pajama sets absolutely everywhere, and I just love them so much. I have a drawer full of matching pajama sets, if that tells you how much I love a good matching pajama set, especially if you're just feeling down and you're needing to feel a little bit more put together. Matching pajamas will help you do that. Next is switching out your moisturizers for thicker moisturizers, especially for someone like me who during the winter times has literal skin flaking off of their face because it's so dry. I just recently bought... You trying to get cozy? Get cozy. Anyways, I just recently bought a new moisturizer. It's the Prequel AM and PM moisturizer, I believe, and it is so thick and creamy, and I absolutely love it. I actually, before that, used the Milk Moisturizer by Prequel, and then top it off with the Prequel AM and PM moisturizer. And I enjoy it so much just because my skin gets so freaking dry during these times. I just need a good moisturizer. And you're probably like, Emily, how is this helping me romanticize my winter? Well, when you have dry, cracked, flaky skin, you're not gonna feel great about yourself. So switch out your moisturizers if you can. If this is applicable to you, switch out your moisturizers. Get something more thicker. Just get a thick moisturizer. Even body lotion as well. You could switch to thicker body lotions. Highly, highly recommend, because no one wants dry, cracked skin. It hurts, it's unpleasant, probably doesn't make you feel great. So moisturize up, okay? I love this next one, and that is putting your towels or your blankets in the dryer 5 minutes before you use them. I know towel might be a little bit harder because you obviously need your towel immediately after the shower, but if you have a loving boyfriend, a loving husband, a loving mother, a loving father, a loving sibling, who will do this for you, hats off to them, because having a warm blanket immediately out of the shower is the best thing. You could also get one of those like towel warmers. They are a little bit pricey, but you could get one of those towel warmers to use that as well. But also putting your blanket in the dryer 5 minutes before going to bed. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was a kid and my mom would like wash my blanket before bed, and it would be out of the dryer right before bed, and I would just snuggle up with it and all of my stuffed animals that she would wash too. And it was my favorite thing ever, especially during the winter times when it's so cold. So do this for yourself. Give yourself some warmth. Or if you did watch my Christmas wish list video, you already know this, but my heating pad, I have a heating pad, and I don't just use this for when I'm on my period or when I have sore muscles. My heating pad is a luxury. I use my heating pad every day, every night, without a doubt, because it is just so cozy to me. I don't even have to necessarily be cold to use it. I just love it so much. So if you don't want to like heat up your blanket every night in the dryer, get a heating pad or a heated blanket. That might just be easier, getting a heated blanket. I'm sure there are some cheap options at Walmart or on Amazon. Just invest in some warmth, because obviously during winter time we need to stay warm and cozy. Next is wrapping up in some scarves or some blankets. So I actually just bought 2 scarves for my Colorado trip, and I'm not someone who usually wears scarves, especially living in Texas. Our weather doesn't get too super cold according to other states, whereas like Texans, we're like, okay, 50 degrees, we're freezing cold. So I don't usually wear scarves, but I can totally see how you can romanticize your life by wrapping a cute scarf around and just being all cozy, and maybe putting on a really cute winter outfit and just going out with your scarf, maybe even your warm drink as well, and just finding the small things in that and just finding the coziness and the warmth within that is how you romanticize anything. Just finding the happiness within the small things. And I think that wrapping up in warm things is probably one of the easiest ways to do that. This next one is switching out your sheets for flannel sheets. So I actually use flannel sheets all year round. And you're probably like, Emily, you're crazy because flannel sheets are hot. I know, trust me, I know. But I love my flannel sheets. They are so extremely soft. Mine are by Laura Ashley, I believe. Same as these blankets, same as my pillowcases. Like, I love Laura Ashley. Switch out your regular sheets for flannel sheets. Something a little more cozy, something a little more warm. Again, it's about finding the little things in life. And the last thing for touch is taking warm baths or warm showers with candlelight. The candlelight makes the biggest difference when taking a warm bath or a warm shower. I used to just buy those tea light candles. They're like this big and you light them, but I also love the long ones as well that come on the little stands. And moving on to sound, but kind of sticking with the shower and bath, having music on while you are doing this. Having music on when you're just showering in general, I feel like a lot of us already do this, but also in the bath and making it something special. So like putting on Christmas music, or if you're wanting a more relaxed vibe with your candles, you could do like Christmas jazz or classical music, just something a little bit more relaxing on the brain. But also going along with that, completely moving on into sound, start your mornings off with some calming music. I am someone who loves to play music while making breakfast most mornings, but it's usually not calming music. It's usually just like music to kind of like get me going a little bit, but I highly recommend, again, just jazz or lo-fi. Is that how you say it, or is it lo-fi? Lo-fi music, which is just really calming music, honestly, and just romanticizing that in your matching pajama set, making your signature drink or your signature breakfast. Just imagine how fun that would be. The next one is falling asleep to like rain sounds or even snow sounds or soft white noise. I personally cannot fall asleep to white noise, but I do sometimes fall asleep to rain sounds. It really just depends on the night. But if you have like your little fake candles lit in your room and your calm jazz or your rain sounds or your snow sounds, whatever it is, just having that calming sound of rain, to me, oh my gosh, is the best thing ever. You could also listen to a calming audiobook or a podcast while getting ready in the morning or just doing your morning routine. I personally have trouble listening to audiobooks and like actually comprehending what's going on within the book, but I love listening to podcasts while getting ready, especially if I'm just like not in the music mood. A good podcast is so good. I personally love Emma Chamberlain's podcast, but there are so many out there, thousands of different podcasts that you could listen to. Another obvious one is just putting on background music while you clean. I always listen to music when I clean. I just can't clean in silence. I don't know why. Again, it could be Christmas music. It could be calm jazz. It could be music that has nothing to do with winter or Christmas. It could be literally anything that you want it to be. It could be an audiobook or a podcast. Just listening to something while cleaning always boosts my spirits. This one goes with sight and sound, but the little ambient videos that you can put on from YouTube while you study or clean or literally do whatever, if you're like crafting or something or reading, you could go onto YouTube and search up like winter ambiance and it'll bring up so many different options. Most of them are AI, which is fine, whatever, but some of them have like fireplaces or like windows with snow coming down outside, and sometimes they'll have calming music or they'll have like the crackling fire or rain sounds, and they're so relaxing, especially when reading, honestly. But that is all I have for you today. Hopefully this was super helpful. I know that seasonal depression can really get a lot of us down, but remember that seasonal depression is fixable. You are not stuck being sad and wanting to hibernate all winter long. You just really need to find the little things and find the extraordinary in some of the things that don't normally matter to you. Make things fun that aren't necessarily supposed to be fun. That is what romanticizing your life is all about. But again, hopefully this video was super helpful to you, and if you did like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would consider liking and subscribing. And also, I would love it if you could leave some other ways to romanticize winter in the comments, just to help me or yourself or other people watching this video as well. Again, that is the end of this video, and I am gonna love ya and leave ya, and I'll see you next time. Bye.